From the newly resurrected Anchor Bay Entertainment comes Dean Dempsey's Candy Apple. This is a 2025 film or 2025 Blu-ray release at least, that is sort of a New York City indie underground punk kind of slice of life film that follows a series of characters, most notably this character named Texas Trash, who's a guy who is a multiple amputee, rockabilly rock and roller, a lot of tattoos, and he and his son, who's portrayed by Dempsey, are struggling to get by in New York City. Texas Trash winds up being a drug runner so that he can pay a debt he has to his favorite prostitute. And the Dempsey character is trying to make it as an actor, but isn't quite getting there. So falls back into the habit of becoming a male hustler to support his dream of being an actor and a filmmaker. It's decently shot. It's a lot of non-actors in this film. Some actors, some non-actors in this film. The non-actors make it feel a bit more real, but at the same time, a lot of times they are improvising. And for me, improvising, unless you're really good at it, it just kind of feels very meandery and very like... wasn't really a film for me, but I can see it having its own fan base for people who like sort of... I think if you're like into trauma movies, if you are into John Waters films, Abel Ferrara films, stuff like that, none of which John Waters I like, but the rest I'm not a big fan of. So I'm going to chalk this mostly up as it to not being my style. And it's really a slice of life, how these various characters interact, what they do to get by. Will they survive through their addictions? Will they get the money to pursue their dreams? Or are they just going to just keep in that cycle of drugs and prostitutes and being at the bar and all that kind of stuff? So it is available. It's part of the Undiscovered series that Anchor Bay is putting out, of just like straight to video, or not straight to video necessarily, video debuts of indie films that are smaller budgeted indie films. It's a Blu-ray that I was watching. It runs 78 minutes, English 5.1 or English stereo mix. Also has English or Spanish subtitles. And bonus features are a short that's 4 minutes called What is Punk Rock Cinema, that kind of uses clips from other films too. Kind of gets into explaining, the aesthetic of this film and what genre this film falls into. There's also a 2-minute theatrical trailer. As I say, it wasn't really for me, partly due to the subject matter, partly due to the performances. And I only can take so much grimy in a film. I only can take so many uses of the F word before I'm just like, okay, yeah, I get it. And the focus on, just drugs and needles and prostitution and just all the edgy aspects of life, which are all aspects of life for some people, but just nothing that I guess I want to be fascinated by for an hour and a half. So your mileage may vary. I appreciate Anchor Bay for putting stuff like this out. I appreciate somebody it's not the old Anchor Bay. Somebody else now runs a company called Anchor Bay that utilizes the old logo and the old spirit of Anchor Bay. But the old Anchor Bay was really mostly about putting out old horror movies and old cult movies and Hammer movies and Evil Dead over and over and over again and stuff like that. And the new Anchor Bay is more about fresh stuff, new stuff, which I appreciate. Hats off to Dempsey for getting this film made, finished, and released. I appreciate anybody who can see a film through to completion, let alone get it released on a wide format like this. So your mileage may vary. I was not a fan of this, but you may love it, and I know there's an audience for it. On Blu-ray from Anchor Bay is Candy Apple.